Hi friends! So this video is for anyone who has purchased the DIY mini moon kit from my website on linusandcompany.com, and I'm going to show you how to make this. So basically you're going to come with the kit that has the tower, the moon, the moth, the base, the crystals, everything here, okay? What you're going to need: a silver glue like an E6000, a Gorilla Glue, any sort of clear strong bond glue. Then you're going to want, I can't reach it in here, but a glue gun. Okay, you'll need a glue gun just for a few little bits. And most importantly, in my opinion, you need a Tupperware, okay? This is going to be essential, and it needs to be big enough to hold your moon and your hand within it, okay? You're gonna need to be able to work within here by pouring your chips. So this is to keep you from losing the chips that are gonna hide all of our seams and our glue and everything. So this is super important, okay? Do not sleep on the bucket, the Tupperware, whatever it is, the bowl. Trust me. Okay, let's go. Okay, so your kit's gonna come and look like this. You're gonna have chips, you're gonna have a sphere, a tower. This one comes with a moth accessory. This one has a bottle accessory. The moons, you're gonna have your base and your topper. And you're gonna get one of two because I had both when I mailed out these. So you may have one that's got this, which is a double-sided tape. If yours comes with this, you're going to peel off this whole, but make sure you don't peel the tape part. So you're going to have to grab it, make sure it's sticky, and then you're good. You peel it off and you're going to line it up. If you do not have the sticky, you're just going to glue your choice of glue. I like, you could easily use like Elmer's glue on this, wood glue, Elmer's glue, or an E6000 type of glue. Just put a few dabs, and then you're going to line it up, and you'll see when it's lined up and good to go. So for the sake of our time today, I've already got these together, but that's exactly how you would do that. And I'll just do an example of this one in case. Now, this is not very forgiving, okay? If you do not want to, you cannot reposition it. So if you stick it incorrectly, it's stuck. So make sure that before you actually press it together, you are lined up. So I try to get it sandwiched between my fingers like this, and I get a little bit closer and a little bit closer before I actually, and then even then, I'm only touching here. I'm still open here. I still am giving myself an out if I mess up. So I'm just going to keep looking. It looks good, so I think I'm okay. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to slowly come together so that we don't have a big gap. And now it seems pretty good. We're close. I'm a little off, tiny bit off. That does happen. Now I've got my base. Now I'll use a marker to color around it, or paint, acrylic paint. You can use paint pens. You could use markers. You can use, like I said, anything you want, or you could leave it wood. So that's how you're going to put your base together. Let's do this one first. So your moons are going to come with this paper on it. You're just going to peel the paper off. And this is just a protective paper to keep it from the acrylic from scratching. Okay. I'm going to put these to the side for now. And I'm going to double dip my glue. I'm going to put some of the silver clear glue. And again, you can use E6000, you can use Gorilla Glue, whatever. I'm just going to put that right in the center. And then I'm going to do hot glue on the sides. I'm going to fit my moon straight into the slot. And then I'm going to check it to make sure it's not crooked. If it's crooked, I will pull it back and adjust it, okay? It wasn't crooked, but I wanted to show you in case it was, right? We do the hot glue and the hot glue would probably suffice, but I don't trust it, so I always double up with this, but this does not give you an instant hold. Combining the two will give you an instant hold plus the long-term hold from the silver glue. Now, you are going to want a container, a bowl, like such, because we don't want to lose any of these chips, okay? The amount of chips that I sent with every order, I measured out chips for about 2 weeks, and I measured out how much I used via what was left over after every single moon I made, and I determined that it was about the same amount every single moon. So I doubled that amount and sent that amount of chips. So you have double the amount that I need to make a moon, but you need to make sure you don't lose these chips. The way you do not lose these chips is by pouring them on within a container so that whatever falls does not ping off. Yes, you can use a piece of paper or something, but this is not glitter. They're crystals. You don't want to lose them, number one. Number two, because they are not flat like a piece of glitter would be, they're going to roll and want to roll away. So use a container. Please heed my advice. Use a container. Now, I also take it a step further, and I usually get, I don't know where it went, a small little cup to pour these in. But for the sake of this, I will just use this baggie, and I will keep putting them back into this baggie. So, we are going to take our glue and just go along the edge. We're going to hide our seam. This is all we're doing with these crystal chips. And I'm going to go up here a little bit. I'm not putting it on crazy thick or anything. We don't need it to be, you know. Same with the back. Okay. I'm going to put my lid on my glue, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Okay, so I'm just pouring it on, but I'm keeping it over this bucket. Okay. Making sure I'm pouring over the bucket. Okay. Now I'm going to pour my chips back into my baggie. Okay. Next, we are going to position. I'm actually going to move this away for a second. We're going to position our tower. So you're going to position it, and you're going to turn it to see, is it crooked or in any way, because crystals are not all uniform. You might have one that's kind of stands crooked. So what I will do is I'll place on a table, flat surface, and I'm just looking, and I'm looking direct on it, okay? I'm looking like this. Now, if this was like doing one of these things, I would adjust my glue on the bottom, but it's not. So let's just see. This one's pretty good. Now, if this had a major lean, right, like a lean like this, I'm going to pad my glue on this end, and I'm not going to put any glue on this end. And I'll show you what I mean. We're using our silver glue. I would only put glue right here on this edge. I would not put glue on this edge, so that when I stand it up, my lean is going to be towards this way because it's going to be thicker on the glue. I don't need to do that because mine does not stand weird, but that's what I would do. And then I would put glue around the edge. We can put glue all the way around this one because we don't have any lean, but that will happen sometimes. You may not have that on your batch, but it happens to me all the time. So I put a dab of hot glue in the center because once again, immediate hold, but also we want the long term. I'm going straight down because I do not have a lean. If I had a lean, I would be guiding it in one direction or the other. But I don't have a lean, but I created one, didn't I? So before it sets all the way, I'm going to hold it for a second. That hot glue is going to kind of do its thing. Then we're going to add carefully, you don't want too much, a little bit of glue around the edge. A little bit. Do not do this with hot glue. Do this slowly, and if you got to, use a toothpick. Put your glue on the edge of a toothpick. If you don't feel confident about your skills with the tip of this, take a Q-tip, wipe it on the Q-tip, and then wipe your, or not Q-tip, toothpick. Because you don't want a ton of glue globbed everywhere. We just want it around our base of the tower. Then we're going to get our bucket. Okay, and we're going to start pushing up against our tower. Now, because we hot glued it, it's not going to just fall. Okay, so we can do like this. And again, this is to create double the stability, right? So now we have, again, the instant hold, but we have the stronger glue because this glue is much stronger than hot glue. So, but that takes much longer to dry and set, and it would be falling everywhere. This is the time when you're going to come and check this part and see if anything is fallen or shifted, or sometimes that will happen. You may want to add a little more chips if you have to, or a little more glue if you want to. Okay. Now we're going to add our butterfly or moth. However you want it. If you want it looking like this, maybe you want it like that, maybe you want it like that. I like it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm paying attention to where my moth is touching this moon, and I'm going to put my glue on accordingly on the back. And I'm, again, using two glues. Half. Do not go all the way to the edge with your glue, ever, because you will end up just getting it splooged all over. And this is actually a little too close to the edge. I'm going to pull it out because I don't want it to splooge over. Sorry guys, this is kind of difficult. So you see I have the two different glues here. Now I'm going to lay it down. I'm not smushing hard, I'm just going to pat. I don't want to force a big glob of glue to come out the bottom or the top. So we're just going to make sure it's on there, which it is. You can see it here on the back. If you want to clean that up, you can. But I like to actually just kind of spread it a little bit to make sure that we really did get it nice and attached. I'm going to pull that away. And if you want, you can go back later with tweezers and you can pick this off, or you can leave it. It is the back of the moon, so. But we want that to kind of be on there like that. So now we have our moth, a tower, and our chips. And I'm going to put, my little sphere holder. I think I'll put it right there. And we're going to glue that in. So the way I'm going to do is I'm going to find where I want it. And I think I want it like right there. I'm going to go right above. And we don't need hot glue for this one because this is the last step. So we're not going to worry about hot glue. Right in the center. And then we're going to let it droop around, and we're going to, this reminds me of like, I don't know, icing a cake or something. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing this how I'm doing it, get a toothpick. Okay, I've gone around it twice with just a little bit, and then I'm going to go right over the top. All right, that's good. And I'm going to very carefully plop my little crystal ball right in, and I'm going to push. Okay. Now, we've got our chips again. Okay. We're going to carefully place Now you can use your fingers for this. You can use a tool for this. I have all kinds of tools hanging around my shop. I really love a silicone tool for this that you would use for like clay. I don't have one right here with me, but it's very handy because you can get glue on it and the glue comes right off. Now, this is going to be done in a few steps, okay? We're not going to get probably all these chips on here right away. We're going to go like this. But still keeping it over this bucket. Very important. And be mindful of how you're leaning because we did not hot glue anything on this one. So we don't want it to be sliding. But it will hold. I have learned. Kind of like the Dairy Queen ice creams, okay? Don't hold it upside down for long, but for a second to just do a little quick boop, you should be okay. All right. So now I've got my ball completely surrounded by glue and chips. Okay, and I'm just making sure I don't got any loosey-gooseys. Now, I want to show you, this is how much I still have of the chips, okay? So please keep in mind, this is how much you get. This is how much, this is an unopened bag, okay, of chips. I just made a moon with one of these bags. This is how much I have left. So I sent double the amount of chips that you should need for this, as long as you are using a bucket. Okay. And I'm emphasizing this because when I first started doing this stuff, I lost a lot of chips because I did not do what I did. I would do it on paper, like as if I was using glitter. And that's not how we want to do it. It is not glitter. Trust me, it's going to ping everywhere. So here we are. And again, if you hate this, you can, you know, hide it. But I usually don't. I kind of just leave it because I want it to keep, I want it to keep in place. But here we go. So this one is done.